Stampers. It's me, Dawn. Today we're going to be doing something totally different. I am going to recreate this card that we made on Friday. So hopefully you caught that video. It's a lot of fun. Very simple card. It was the horizontal step card. We are going to change it up. We're going to make the one that we made with my team, my Glitter Queens team, this last week. And it's so beautiful, so different from this card, but yet it's the same card design. Also, I wanted to let you know, if you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel, you're not getting all my free videos. So make sure you click that subscribe button. Then after you subscribe, click that notification bell, and then you'll be notified when I post a new video. All right? So let's go stamp. So here's the card up close of the one that we made last Friday. Hopefully you've seen that video. It's so cute using the Freezin Friends and the Freezin Fun stamp set. Adorable. And it sits up so cute. But today, we're going to make an elegant, non-traditional Christmas card. Look at this beauty. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And I say non-traditional because it's not your typical red and green colors. We're using the soft suede and the Saffron, along with the Whisper White. So I went ahead and did some die cutting already with the greeting and the poinsettia flowers. So I do have a tip on these dies, and I'll show you that when we get to that part, all right? So let's go ahead and get started. So here is the base. Once again, we're using the same card design, but we're just changing it up. So this is the soft suede cardstock cut at 5.5 by 8.5. And then you're going to be using the Saffron and the Whisper White for the square piece. The Whisper White piece is cut at 3 by 3.25. And then the Saffron piece is cut at 2 3/4 by 3. And then for all the layers, once again, we're using the side panels, but this time we're using the Saffron. These are cut at 7/8 by 3 1/8. And then this piece is cut at 7/8 by 5 3/8. And then this time we're using the designer paper, which is the Poinsettia Place Designer Paper. This is beautiful. Of course, it's double-sided. But this side is what makes this card so stunning. So this piece of designer paper is cut at 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then two pieces cut at 3/4 by 3. Okay, and then here's the flower that I cut out with the die cut machine. And these are the 3 flowers, which are the poinsettia. And you'll notice on the flowers, they're cut and they're embossed, and you do this with one pass through your die cut machine. And then I also used a different stamp set for the greeting, which is Christmas Wishes and Joyful Greetings. And let me show you that stamp set. So the stamp set came from the Snow Wonder. It's right here. And then remember, this also comes in a bundle with the Snow Time dies. You can purchase this together and save 10%. And then this is also the die that I used to cut out the greeting. Okay. And then talking about the flowers, here are the beautiful dies for the poinsettia dies. And this is a 3-set flowers here. So you're going to be like building onto that one poinsettia for the center part of our card. So I want to show you this quick tip is when you get your dies, you're going to flip them over. It might take you a little bit to figure out the laying part of the flowers when they're laying together. Let me put this on here so you can see it. But once you find the correct layering, you'll want to take a Sharpie and mark one little slash on each of the dies. So you can see here that I have the dies, well, hopefully you can see it. I have the dies right next to each other. So when I use these dies in the future, all I have to do is just line those 2 Sharpie marks up together, and they'll line up perfectly every single time. So I went ahead and did this to all 3 of the flowers. So let me show you here with this large one too. So you can see I quickly go right to where it snaps in. Well, it doesn't really snap in, but you know, it lays together perfectly right there with those 2 Sharpie marks on that embossed part of the die and then the cutout. So when you get your dies, make sure you do that right off the bat. So then it won't be so frustrating when you're using them with your die cut machine. All right. Okay, so now let's go ahead and grab our trimmer. Okay, so this is the soft suede piece, the 5.5-inch side across the top, and we're going to line this up at 1 inch. Remember, we're going to cut this time. So we're going to cut from the 1 inch down to the 5 1/4. Okay, so line it up at 1 inch. And then line up your cutting blade on the cutting arm at 1 inch. And then cut that down to 5 1/4. Okay, now we're going to slide this down to 4 1/2. Once again, we're going to line this up at 1 inch. And then we're going to cut down to 5 1/4. Okay, so now with our 2 cut lines here, we're going to turn the cardstock horizontal with the 8.5-inch side across the top, but making sure that the cut lines are on the left side of our cutting board here. So because we're going to score these panels here, whereas there's no cut lines down on this end, so that will be considered the back of our card, okay? So this time we're going to line up at 1 again on this side, but instead of cutting, we're going to score. So this time we're going to score right up to that cut line, then we're going to skip over the center, and then we're going to score at the bottom. Keeping it at 1 inch. I just don't have anything to hold on to the cardstock on this side until I get to my 2 inch. Okay, so we're scoring at the bottom and the top, just right up to that cut line. Now we're going to slide it down to 2 inches. Once again, we're going to score up to that cut line. And then also the top, right down to that cut line. Then we're going to slide it down to 4 1/4. So now the 4 1/4 is the halfway point of this 8.5-inch piece. So we're going to score in half at the center point of this card. So between the cut lines, we're going to score at 4 1/4, but only the center. Okay, then we're going to scoot this down to 5 1/4. This time we're going to score the top and the bottom again, only skipping over the center. Okay, so this is what our card should look like with our score lines. Can you see them? Okay, all right, let's move our trimmer. Our card, you might remember from Friday, I like to fold the center part of the card first. So this piece right here gets folded first. And then on our score lines here, we're going to fold this down. Okay, and then that 2-inch score line is going to be folded up. So we're going to go down and then up, just like that. Then this is the 5 1/4-inch score line. So we're going to fold that down, just like that. So there's your card. Isn't it cute? Now, the next thing you want to do is take your bone folder and burnish those score lines really good. Okay, so then it's just a matter of putting our panels on the side and then the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and use some liquid glue to attach these pieces. Okay, then we're going to take our center focal point here with the Whisper White and the Saffron. We're going to adhere these pieces together. Okay, then we're going to take our bottom section first. We're going to put that right here on this ledge of the step part of the card. So we're going to put adhesive on this section. Okay, so there's our card. Now we can go ahead and put the center part onto the center of the step card. Now remember, this is cut at, the Whisper White is cut at 3 by 3 1/4, so the layer does not go like this. It goes only this way, okay? So now we let that set to dry. We're going to go ahead and put our flower together. So let me grab those petals. So here's the 3 petals. We're going to use our bone folder. We're going to curl each of the petals going down. So I have the embossed image right here facing up, but we're going to curl it down. And you're going to do all 3 of the flowers that way. Now we're going to take some dimensionals. We're going to build our flower now. So we're going to put the medium petal or the medium flower onto the large. And I'm going to off-center it so it overlaps just a little bit. Take the small one, do the exact same thing. Okay. And then we're going to take our Stampin' Pierce mat. Let me grab that. Now this tool was supposed to retire with the last annual catalog, but they brought it back because we absolutely love this tool. And it's a spongy mat. It's really great for stamping with the photopolymer, but we're going to use it for even more definition to this poinsettia. So we're going to take your pick tool, and I'm going to put my cover back onto the putty end right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and push this down in the center onto this mat, and hopefully my hand won't be in the way, but you can see the flower stick up kind of like on the side. Can you see that? Kind of, hopefully. So it's giving the center more of a flat, and then it has the petals still got that curved edge. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so then we're going to take another dimensional, and we're just going to pop that up on the back. I'm going to put the dimensional on the back, and we're going to set that aside. Now we're going to take our greeting. Remember the Christmas wishes and joyful greetings. We're going to put 2 dimensionals along the bottom edge of our die cut. And then we're going to go ahead and put this right at the bottom edge, right in the center, over that square, like that. Then we're going to take our flower, just position this right over top of that, just like that. Isn't that pretty? So gorgeous. All right, then one more thing. Well, actually 2 more things. We're going to take the beaded pearls, which these are in the holiday catalog right now. Let me show you how beautiful these are up close. They're so pretty. So I'm going to attach these with the glue dots. So let me grab that, and I'm going to put 2 glue dots in the center of my poinsettia. Okay. And I'm just going to grab one of my little pearls here. It's a little cluster of 3 pearls. So pretty. Look at that. It's gorgeous. And then we're going to scatter some basic pearls all over the background on that saffron. So here's my basic pearls. And I'm just going to randomly put a few pearls just all over the background to kind of tie that beaded pearls with the basic pearls. Plus it softens up the Christmas card. Don't you think? It's so pretty. And then on my sample, I did add a couple even to the greeting, but this one I'll just keep the way on the square there. Okay, so let me show you this up close again. And then of course you can add another piece of Whisper White for the signing of the card if you want to put that on the inside. But it's such a beautiful non-traditional Christmas card, don't you think? Not only that it's a fun fold, but the colors. They're not your, typical red and green, your traditional Christmassy colors. But it's so pretty. Okay, so let me show you the other one. So here's the other one. Now you can see where I put the other added basic pearls on there. Oh yeah, one more thing I did do. I'm noticing it in the video. I took my champagne shimmer paint, and remember I have a video on this on how I make that concoction up, but it's so awesome. I use this stuff an awful lot on my thank you notes and everything. But I take the champagne shimmer paint and I mix that with 3/4 full of rubbing alcohol. And then I just pour like a teaspoon or 2 into the bottle, and then I shake it up. Now, one thing, when you're using the champagne shimmer paint in this manner, you want to make sure that you're always shaking it right before you use it, because it does settle at the bottom of the bottle. Okay, so on this card here, I already done this one, but I'm going to spritz this, and I'm going to spritz in the air a few times. I like a lot. And the reason we also use the rubbing alcohol is that it dries really super fast. So you can see there's a couple larger droplets on the card, but they will be dry in no time. And you'll never even know that they're there because they'll be shimmer. So pretty. Okay, so then that is the card. Totally. Now that I got the sparkle on there. And then here's the one that we made on Friday. So if you missed this one, you can go back and catch that one. I'll actually put the link to this one down below, so you can catch that one too if you want to see the fun one that we used with the Freezin Fun and the Freezin Friends. But it's such a cute and a totally different look at the same card design, but two different ways. Okay? So if you have any questions, just let me know. And then, hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and then you can catch all my free videos. Okay? You'll be notified. All right. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. Bye.